this is Alley Cat, meow, and you're listening to Wrestling Cheers.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to go where you can see that troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. You want to go where you can see that troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
And welcome back to Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name, especially during a 7-year itch. I don't know, I didn't really think about that one too much. Anyway, this is Wrestling Cheers. We like to talk about things going on in the Northeast Ohio independent wrestling scene. We preview shows, we review shows, and sometimes we even have interviews along the way. This is a preview episode for this Friday's AIW show, 7-Year Itch, featuring a special guest appearance from Billy Kidman, and this is going to be at John the Baptist Byzantine. John the Baptist. That's what AIW called Byzantine.
Isn't it Byzantine something?
Byzantine. John the Baptist Byzantine Hall. So let's just call it John the Baptist. That's what AIW did.
Okay.
He was saying St. John's. He was calling it St. John's.
St. John's. Well, St. John's the Baptist. Whatever. Anyway, this Friday show at AIW. I am your host. I am Summers. I've been going back and forth between that and Heavyset because Heavyset is just a fucking habit. We've already gone off the rails already, but yeah, before we get into everything, let's go over a little bit of contact information. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Podbean. WrestlingCheers.podbean.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook.com/WrestlingCheers, Twitter.com/WrestlingCheers, and Instagram.com/WrestlingCheers. Email, if you so choose or desire, WrestlingCheers@gmail.com. We have the merch store over at whatamaneuver.net. And I can't forget, we are brought to you by the Trending Topics Network, MidwestTerritory.com, and Key on Sports. Let's get into the panel. Let's get into everybody. Like I said, I am your host. I am Summers, formerly known as Heavyset, or also known as Heavyset, whatever. Joined this week, you've already heard them both, but we'll start off. We have Stacy.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Going good, if I can pronounce shit.
Yeah, Byzantine.
Byzantine.
It's a tricky one.
What's Byzantine?
I know they're a metal band from West Virginia.
So is that how you knew them?
No. I mean, there was also the Byzantine Empire. I don't know that we want to spend the time turning this into a history class.
I know who John the Baptist was, but it's not really hard to figure out who he was. But anyway. We also have Patrick.
Hey, what's going on?
It's nice to finally have you back on.
I've been gone for a while. I do another podcast, so it's hard. It's hard to, I got a lot of stuff going on.
Like, I don't know if I think the big thing was, like, your job seemed to change. You used to be available almost every Tuesday. I could be wrong. But the way
I got a new job.
Okay. So now I'm trying to go back and forth between recording days. So if people can just be on Monday or people can be on Tuesday, it's trying to, I don't know, spread it around. So it's just not like, oh, sorry, we can't record on your day. So
yeah, it's all right. I get it. I appreciate it. I'm back. Here I am.
I wanted Ed to be here. I still want to do an episode, me, you, and him, reviewing a show. So it's basically like Pod Van Dam, but me. And we're not talking about hogs and hatred for Triple H or anything. Let's talk about like an AEW show. Just the chemistry is fun.
We talked some hogs yesterday. Did you listen to yesterday's episode, man?
Yeah.
Hey, it's not my show. I can't control it. I'm along for the ride. Sometimes I encourage him, but most time it's all his.
I feel like with Ed, we're always just along for the ride. It's whatever.
That's a good call.
Anyway, this Friday, 7-Year Itch, special appearance from Billy Kidman. Are you guys going to get I should say, like, Stacy, you don't do too many, but, like, what are you guys' thoughts on Billy Kidman coming to AIW?
I think it's a fucking awesome opportunity for anybody who does that seminar. I mean, he's a current WWE producer, and was a fantastic in-ring guy. Billy Kidman's cool, man. I think it's a cool, different guy to bring in, different than like bringing in legends and stuff. He's a guy who was a little more recent. So.
A little more recent, but I don't know. I almost want to say he's a legend, but I don't know. I'd still be involved with that company for as long as he has. And granted, a lot of it's now been behind the scenes. Like that says a lot about who you are as your own right. There's a lot of people I think in WWE that can vouch for the knowledge of Billy Kidman. That's the thing too, and I don't understand this from any point of view. And I think I might have mentioned on the show before, when AEW has these seminars, I don't know why like wrestlers from like 100-mile radius or maybe even just a 50-mile radius aren't jumping at the bit to do this. And it seems like it's harder to even get the AEW students in there. I'm like, it's Kidman, it's Arn Anderson, it's who, like, you should go no matter what. Like, unless you're somebody like, I don't know, like Johnny towards the end, like, okay, maybe you don't need it, but I don't think how many people in this area are like that at that level. I don't think anybody off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know. I know dudes from Pittsburgh that I've been telling they should go since that was announced. I don't know if they signed up or not, but they should have. What are your thoughts on it?
Are you going to do the meet and greet at all?
Man, I don't know. I'm weird on meet and greets. Like, it's got to be somebody like. It's got to
be La Parka.
Hey, bring up that name, bro. Scary skeleton man brings up bad memories.
Scary skeleton man.
Thank God we're in the balcony for spring break. Do you see he's going to be at spring break? I'm like, oh man, we're going to be up too high. He won't be able to reach me. He ain't getting up to the balcony.
Oh, I don't know, man. He could throw shit pretty far, I think, probably.
Shit. I would do the meet and greet with Kidman if he came out wearing like some real goth shit, like when he was in Flock or whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if he was,
but he's probably just gonna be like
Flock style. I'd go.
He's probably gonna be like straight laced looking. You know, he wears a suit now for WWE, so he's probably pretty normal looking right now.
That would be my guess.
I was gonna say, what's your guys' favorite Kidman theme? I'm gonna go along the lines of what Dominic Greeny said on the AEW podcast this week. I like the WWE theme. I always compare it to like the dude almost sounds like DMX, but he's not. I love that theme.
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite any of those themes at all. None of them really grab me big time.
Me either. I mean, my favorite Kidman period is like the WCW Ravens Flock period.
I feel like that's the two periods that people remember. It's either when he was in WWE or it was the Flock. After he left the Flock, I don't know as many people who were like, "Oh, that's the best Kidman."
That's only how I know him. I don't remember his WWE stuff.
The only thing I remember is the theme as much. But I know he might have been light heavyweight champion or cruiserweight champion at that time.
You got me.
Yeah, they had both for a while.
Yeah,
he could have been either.
Unlike Caden, like the older I get, the more like a lot of those memories just kind of like lump together, and I'm like, I kind of remember, but then I'll think about it again. I'm like, well, maybe it was this, and that's kind of the way I feel about Kidman stuff.
Well, the other thing is, I think a lot of his stuff, like that period, is when I kind of wasn't watching wrestling as much. Like after like 2003, I kind of didn't watch for a while.
I think the mid 2000s to the late 2000s were kind of a weird slump. There's like things that I remember, but there's things that I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just wasn't watching for a long period of time, personally.
Yeah. I watched TNA more for like some of that time than I did watch WWE.
Granted, I know this is an AEW podcast. That's something I want to get more on, is a lot of the Impact stuff right now. I feel like everything's like 5 to 10 years too late, but I feel like everybody they've been signing up and things that they've been doing, I'm like, oh, this really is a different promotion, but now they have to shake off the stigma of them. And if, Josh Alexander's now signed with them, and if he can, get a visa and everything, like I'm happy for the dude. I love Josh Alexander.
Yeah, I just wish Impact, I've got to find a better way to watch it than how I am, because that Twitch stream is unfucking watchable.
I think I have their new channel, but it's how the show's programmed. Last time I knew it was like 4 30-minute spots.
I'm just never home when it's on.
Yeah. I tried to watch it on Twitch this past Friday, And, like, instead of going to commercials, I think they cut to this live thing. Man, I don't know. It's hard to watch. The wrestling's good. Like, what they have filmed is fine. But just the way the stream's set up is bizarre. I don't like it.
All right, let's get into this show. And much like our regular format we do for previews, we're going to pick 3 matches. We're going to talk about them. And then we'll go into picks on all the matches. And let's start with Zach Thomas versus Eddie Kingston. A rematch, if you will, from the December show, where we did have a 4-way match, and these were the last 2 left after Dom and Bishop disappeared. And I don't know about you guys, but I thought Zach Thomas had a very good showing, came up short, but still looked tough against Kingston. And now we have an official one-on-one rematch. What are your thoughts on it, Stacy?
This is the match I'm looking forward to the most, actually, on the whole card. I think these 2 guys are perfect to go up against each other, and the December show, that little chunk that you got, made me want to see a whole match. So, yeah, dude, I think this is going to be tough. I think it's going to be a lot of, like, stiff forearms and elbows and punches and chops, and it's going to be fucking rough. It's going to be good.
How about you, Pat?
I'm pretty jazzed for it. You saw him go at it, like you said, a little bit, and he held his own. Now we'll see him in a full match where, their attentions both focus on each other. But also, if it's true what Eddie said, a little while ago, how this is going to be it, he's going to be done here pretty soon. You may not get to see Eddie too many more times. So, it'll be good to at least we get a couple more for sure.
That's very true. I'm a huge fan of Eddie Kingston, especially in AIW, and it's going to suck to see him go, but I don't know, he has for the past, 3-4 years, most of his matches have been against, students, or I don't necessarily say rookies, but let's say first 1 or 2 years, and helping to make a lot of these guys better. And granted, Zach Thomas, still within his first year after his AIW debut, but he's actually been around a lot longer than that, and this has helped putting a lot of work on Zach Thomas. And he's I would say he's like this underdog star in AIW of the last class. And he's
really good. That's
for
sure. He's definitely a standout by all means. I like him a lot. He's a nice guy too. I like him. He's a good kid. I like him.
Yeah, he's impressed me the most out of the last group for sure. I think he was just, because of the experience he had before, it made him a little more ready than the other guys definitely. Right out the gate.
Yeah.
And he's stepped up huge. This is a big match for him. And I think these 2 are going to, match of the fucking night. I think will be these 2. Eddie's amazing. I will be super fucking bummed if Eddie Kingston actually retires. I would like to see Eddie have a fucking title in AIW again.
You know what I would like to see Eddie do in AIW? Slap a drunk, stupid fan like he did at AAW in Chicago. Anybody see that? That was awesome.
That was fucking great.
Oh, dude. Why? I don't know why you would go to a wrestling show and think you're going to do something to, a talent person. Okay, let's say you do decide that. Of all people, you pick that guy and you test his gangster, that guy? Oh, man, you are brain dead. That dude is... I guess he's a notorious fan, though. I guess that guy's there all the time and is kind of known for being a ding-dong, so...
I don't know, man. I saw another clip that it looked like it was that same fool got in Mansor's face, too.
Yeah, that's right. It's that same guy.
Yes.
Those are the 2 dudes you pick? Come on.
Right? Oh, man.
Can we introduce the fan to Nick Gage?
Yeah.
That's the thing about Nick Gage.
Right there.
That's the thing about Nick Gage. Outside of the ring, the dude is super fucking nice. But I think if you were
3 of those guys are really fucking nice.
Oh fuck yeah! But I think if you would disrespect Nick Gage, a dude who's been to prison, I don't know, you can get fucking killed.
Just don't disrespect people. How hard's that shit?
Yep.
That's oh boy. But yeah, no, that idiot. Hey, man, we've had some. There'll be opportunities, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying. So if he retires, we won't get to see Eddie slap somebody. And I really want to see that.
Dude, remember Wrestle Rager? Fucking Barkley Nation in Kingston, and the one like threw beer. What was it? I think it was through beer at Kingston, and fucking Kingston about fucking went nuts.
Yeah, he got close, but yeah. So if he retires, we'll never get that moment, which is a real bummer.
Yeah,
and he's great in general, but you know, you get what I mean.
I would think outside of Barkley Nation, the only person that was probably the most drunk at shows would be fucking Kenny Wang.
Kenny Wang hasn't been around.
Kenny holds his own, though. He's drunk in a different way. He doesn't get drunk in a disrespectful way. I feel like you'll eventually get a one-off fan who just came there and didn't realize they're the asshole and goes over the line. Eventually, you're going to run into one people because AIW is getting big enough where people are just bringing their friends here or there, and eventually, we haven't had beer at bigger Mount Carmel shows for a while. So so you think about it, so
right. Well, and that's the thing too. Kenny Wang just yells loud shit about Josh Bishop or fucking like
Justice. Anybody. Everybody's a beast.
Yeah. Justice is his boy too.
Yeah, he's not trying to start shit with anybody. He's just yelling.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So like, it's going to eventually be. It'll just be like a random fan who's not like really a wrestling fan who will eventually say something. But
I don't know.
I guess that guy, like I said, that guy in AAW is like a known ding dong.
Maybe a certain fan who's kind of looks like a leprechaun will get drunk and start shit with Ethan Page again.
I don't see that happening. He has behaved himself very well. Been out plenty of shows, and I have not heard a peep from that guy.
Yeah, I haven't heard one homophobic slur out of him since that day. So,
I mean, it's pretty. What he said was pretty fucked up. But I guess if he's still going to come around, at least he shuts his mouth.
Yeah.
And he's not a hard dude to miss.
He's pretty recognizable.
Yeah. I think maybe the fact, too, is he has a target on his back. It's not like, we're going to forget who he is. Like, there's a particular fan who years ago jumped the barricade at AIW, and the Chris brothers, like, kicked his fucking head in. Like, legit. He got carried out, and he had to end up having to go to the hospital because he had a concussion. The dude was banned from AIW for a long time, but he has, like, randomly showed up at shows. It could be possibly because how long it's been, but I don't know. It wasn't big of a target on his back. Because mainly he got his fucking head kicked in. This dude says the wrong shit, and also everybody was looking at him during the incident. He's a recognizable dude, and you now have a target on your back.
I wouldn't say he has a target on his back, especially because he's since apologized for it. And like I said, he hasn't said anything, so it is what it is. It wasn't great what he said, but he said, as far as I know, he apologized and hasn't said anything since. So what? I'm not the judge, jury, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
not a big fan of his, but I'm not saying he can't come around and give AIW his money.
When I say target, I just mean you're kind of watching him.
Oh, yeah, I know who he is. Yeah. But I also did that way prior to that, because look at him. He's a recognizable looking guy.
Yeah.
He is.
Seen him in films before.
No, not Hornswoggle. Wrong leprechaun.
Well, not in the original.
I'm just kidding.
All right, let's move on to Tim Donst versus Filthy Tom Lawler. This was one of the matches that was announced before the last show. And Donst, I would say he hasn't been around in a while, but he was at the December show. It's been a while since that show. Filthy Tom Lawler coming back with a vengeance. And we've even heard a promo for the next show challenging PB Smooth for the Absolute Championship. So now he's going up against a former, 2-3-time former? I don't even know how many times he's a former champion, but does Tim Donst fall victim to Filthy Tom Lawler? What do you think, Stacy?
Oh, boy. This is another match that's just every match on this show. There's a lot of fucking crazy matches. I know we're not doing the picks right now, but I feel like that Tom Lawler, that's a tall fucking order for Donst, man. And I'm a Donst fan, but yeah, I don't know that he can make it through Tom Lawler.
Yeah. I mean, he's had some barn burners recently, if you think about it, right? The Janela ladder match was crazy. Then the Justice match was crazy.
I want to say of all the matches we picked for match of the year, Donst was in the most of them because it was between those two matches, the bookends for his intense title run. And as a guy who, I don't paint myself as a Tim Donst fan just because I've said he's a guy I like to boo. But I have nothing legitimately bad to say about him. And
you love Tim Donst. That's your boy.
I just like to boo him.
I know. No, I'm just saying. See, for me, I think it's interesting that the promo has came out of Lawler calling out PB, and would we, not to get ahead of anything or whatever, but would we assume that the PB match is going to be? Is there a match? Is he there? Does he have a match on this card?
He does. He's defending against MJF.
So he's there. So do you see what if PB comes out and does a run in on Lawler so that Donst gets the win?
PB's not that kind of guy though, is he? PB's
who knows?
He's a good dude, right? He wouldn't interfere in other people's shit.
I feel like he is, but this is also feels different for PB. Like after winning this title, or even let's just say for instance he goes into the match at WrestleMania weekend, loses, and then all of a sudden this is a new PB, and this what we're seeing now could be a precursor to all of that. There's been a little bit of a different attitude with PB.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe that's how Lawler goes down to Don's store. I don't know. Maybe Donst beats him straight up. I don't know.
I don't
see it happening because I think Filthy's the wave of the future. Filthy is the man. I see Filthy winning here personally, but if we're not in picks yet, I know, but I think with the promo coming out already, it's hard, it's really throwing a wrench in things. I think I've said both ways here. I probably called it both. Confusing myself.
I think to what you're saying, absolutely. I feel like with him already having his eye on Mania weekend, I can't see him losing this, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Donst,
I feel like this is gonna be a sweet show. There could be a lot of outcomes. That's why I say you have to go to every AEW show, no matter what venue it's at, how many people, where it's at, whatever. Because Thorne's getting crafty. He's doing crafty shit. You got to show up. You never know what's going to happen.
The thing in Donst's defense is that he doesn't die.
He doesn't go away very quickly. That's true.
And you're going to have to see Filthy Tom Lawler pull out his best against a guy like Donst. Thing two, I was thinking, where does the crowd lie on this? Because Donst is one of the oddly most polarizing favorites in AIW, where there's people that love him and people that hate him, and for the past, I want to say 2-3 years, where it's just been completely divided by fans.
And I'll tell you what, man, being on the Tim fucking Donst side of those chants, it's not quite as even as you make it out to be. I think there's a lot more anti than there is pro. And I looked, Donst is a 3-time absolute, 1-time intense champion.
Okay. So, probably one of the most decorated AIW wrestlers? At least in the company now.
Yeah, currently with him for sure, I would say. One of. Sure.
So this would be a statement win from Filthy Tom?
I would say so, yeah.
I'm great. We're not into picks now. It is hard to pick against Donst, especially in this type of match.
This is another match with two guys too who are going to beat the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah.
I wonder where this will be on the card. Like right before intermission or something. I don't know.
I'm thinking second half.
Second half. Started off hot.
Yeah, I'll go with that. That's the other thing too. As of this recording, we only have 7 matches. That sounds about right, but there could definitely be more. Like, we don't have a scramble match. We only have 1 tag match. And obviously, I think there's a couple students, but could be more. So I have no idea, or we have no idea what's going on. I did reach out to Thorne, didn't get anything back. So we have at least these 7 matches.
I feel like you'll probably see some new people based on that new talent thing they had, and it kind of alluded to. It talked to a lot of people. Some of them didn't fit on the last show, but maybe they will for this show. I bet you'll see at least one or two new people this one.
I would assume the same thing. The other thing too that you got to think about is like, I don't know how big this room is.
Supposedly smaller.
Right. So if it's smaller, less people through the doors. So maybe
they sold 100
matches
less
on the card.
tickets.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, they sold 100 less tickets. But the room's cool. I mean, it's not huge, but I liked it. It was cool. It's got that like small churchy room, like gymnasium feel to it.
Oh, you've been in there already?
Yeah, the company that ripped them off for money did one show there that I went to.
Oh, okay.
Janela was there, and he used a little kid and like missile dropped him into Harry Toothpick. What's his name? JT Smooth or JB Smooth?
Oh, that fucking guy. Yeah,
is that one guy's name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you guys weren't on the review episode, really quick, what were your thoughts on some of the new AIW talent that came out of that seminar?
It was cool. I like those guys, Boomer Hatfield and the other guy. Forget his tag team partner's name. But those guys were cool. Huckabee, yeah, they were good. Cabana Man Dan, cool. That guy was good. I liked his thing. He's like different, They don't have anybody like that in AIW.
I like Cabana Man Dan a lot. I like flip flop chops. I'll tell you what, man. I've seen Wardlow wrestle, unfortunately, a bunch of times over the last few years, and the dude that I saw wrestle over the past 2 years and the dude I saw wrestle in Akron are dudes with two different fucking skill sets.
Wow.
He has improved hundreds and hundreds of % as an in-ring performer. I was shocked at how much better that dude was. I still think his name's dumb as fuck. But
I definitely wouldn't say that to his face because he is a large gentleman.
Sure, that's cool. You got a dumb name though. Like, he could be
is that his real name?
Yeah, I think it's his last name.
That's gotta be a real name, right?
Yeah, I don't think you just pick it. I mean, that's like Ryback level bad name. Like, it's bad. It's a bad name. But he's really fucking good.
I think the overwhelming thing is Cabana Man Dan. He got over as fuck, and I'm still so happy that was the outcome. A dude who, traveled all the way from Alabama to do this tryout.
You know what my big thing was? Dang, Alabama, you said that's far.
Yep.
And
that's
you might be able to answer this for me, though, because I think you guys said you've seen this guy, that Lee Moriarty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah!
He needs to wear that mask all the time. That mask was hard as fuck. Why'd he take that off, man? That was sweet.
No, I was real happy for Lee. I've seen Lee wrestle a bunch, too. Lee's good. I'm glad that he got a shot.
That mask that he wore was tight. Like, that was cool as hell.
Lee's one of those dudes who's been just chomping at the bit on the indies, just bit by bit. And I think he was like one of the few during was it the LA Park seminar or the...
It was Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah. He was like the only non-AIW wrestler, and I think that says a lot of a dude who does what a lot of people should, and took his opportunity to be in AIW and killed it.
It was nice to see Lee Moriarty on a show where the other people he was wrestling were of a similar skill level as him. Because the shows I've seen him on previous, that was generally not the case, at least for his match. There were other dudes working the show that were of that same level or better. But those smaller indie shows, a lot of guys like Lee Moriarty end up in there with a guy who's, pretty green. And so it was cool to see him get to do some shit with people where he could actually do some shit.
I wish he would have kept that mask on. It was sweet.
Let him know,
It was.
man.
It was like a kick-ass, like, panda-looking tiger thing or something. It was tight.
All right, the last match that we're going to talk about, kind of a little transition when it comes to that kind of seminar. We have the AIW Intense title match, Matthew Justice versus Dominic Guarini. I love Matt Justice, but I'm not going to lie, I would love to see Dom walk away victorious, but I don't think that's going to be easily done. And not to mention, the feud with Bishop is still looming. That's still around. Possibly maybe an interference from him, but I don't know. What do you guys think? This time we'll start with Patrick.
This is gonna be a good match. Justice has been killing it lately, obviously, and Dom is also in a pretty hot streak here. But I wasn't on the review episode of the last Akron show, so I just got to ask. Kevin Thorne called Dom the boner collector. Like, holy shit! Was that maybe one of the best in-ring burns of all time? Like, that was pretty good, man. I was laughing pretty hard at that. Anybody know? Nobody else like that or what?
It did not resonate the same with me, man.
Oh man, he's the bone
was...
collector. Like, that's the easiest. Like, no, how come no one's ever said that before?
No, man, no. That part's good. But when he went back to it 40 times, that dude when he said when a kid says something funny and people laugh, and then he just keeps saying it because he thinks people are gonna keep laughing, but they don't. The fifth time he was like, a boner. It's like, shut the fuck up and wrestle.
I thought Filthy kind of did a thing with boner collector. He didn't come out and say it. It was when he was coming out to taunt Dom.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but if he did, that's good, and I just forget. But it made me laugh. I don't know. It made me laugh.
Because he threw bones at him. I was thinking more boner. But anyway.
Yeah, this is going to be nuts, though. I mean, I don't think we'll see. I think Dom's going to try and make him, Matt wrestle him. So I think we may see a different style out of Justice. But if it does, we have seen Dom get out of the ring and brawl. We saw him brawl with Manser, bar brawl style. So he can definitely, Dom can definitely brawl the way Justice is going to want to. So if it does break down, I think Dom will be okay.
So I have a question, and none of us probably have the answer to this. But is every Matt Justice match ECW rules now?
That's just on the table. Like, he's just defending that belt that way now.
Yeah, because if it is, I fucking love it. Because that's the highlight of every show is this is now going to be a bunch of chairs and fucking bullshit. It's going to be amazing. These two are going to beat the fuck out of each other. It's going to be real good.
It's going to be good. I agree. When does this go off, I wonder?
Oh, man. This is in no way meant to disrespect PB and MJF, and that title traditionally goes last, but boy, this could go last.
Yeah. It's true, I guess.
Unlike the last Intense title match, I will not be yelling for Dom to bleed, mainly because I value my own life, because I know Dom would come out and at least smack me, so no. Not doing it for this match, but God, these two are going to beat the piss out of each other.
It's definitely going to be one for the ages, as they say.
Yeah, and this is one where I really could see the fucking match going either way, too. I could easily see Dom winning this match. I could easily see Justice winning this match. I like that.
Something that I've said, and I don't remember if I've said it on the show, because I know I've said it off the show. The thing that I like about guys like Justice and PB being champion is these are local guys. Justice more than PB. Because with Justice being champion, I know it's a better shot that he's going to be defending it on every show. And that's not a shot at a guy like Janela or even Donst. It's just Justice is that dude, and he's going to put on a great fucking match. He was doing it even before he was champion. So now every show, but Dom is also local. He could hold that belt with pride, and fuck, I love this match. This will. I'm going to say closer to the end. If it doesn't go on last, second to last. That's going to be my guess.
Yeah. It's hard to say anymore, man. I try to pick where I think stuff's going to come out, and then Thorne surprises me, so.
Yeah, I'm rarely right about that shit.
Well, we don't get every match on top of it. There's times that if we were given every single match, we might be able to predict the order better. But, I mean, we're guaranteed almost one match every show that's not announced.
I like that. I like surprise matches.
Me too. It sucks for what we're doing, though.
Right. It sucks that Space Monkey is always the surprise, so no one ever has bananas.
Yeah.
Bananas are also disgusting.
Oh, nah, man. Bananas are fantastic.
Oh, that's right. I told you. I told you once before.
There's a women's match in this one?
Yes.
Okay.
We will get to that in the picks. I don't know. There's nothing much to say about it.
I was scrolling through the AIW Instagram, and I just didn't realize if we mentioned that. Because, we don't get those very often anymore, as we were saying earlier.
No. All right.
Yeah, that's kind of became like the token match.
Well, Thorne, because you haven't listened to it yet, Stacy. Thorne mentioned, we'll have, a bunch of shows in a row with women's matches, but he's like, hey, we can also then go, a handful of shows without a women's match. It's just how it's been lately.
Right. It's not like anybody gets a shot at champ anyway.
I mean, you could, but you have to go to NXT.
Right.
All right. Before we get into the picks, we will go into this commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
All right, let's start with the picks, and we just talked about it. Let's talk about the women's match. I think this is the first match actually announced for the show. We have Alley Cat versus Alex Garcia. I don't know much about her. They did talk about her on the podcast, but I still didn't know exactly who she was. I guess she's been in a lot of GIFs lately. Maybe we should have Caden on, but
yeah, I don't know anything about her.
But Alley Cat, she's at least been around AIW a lot lately. I'm a huge fan of hers, so I got to go with Alley Cat.
Oh, yeah, I pick Alley Cat for sure. Alley Cat is one of my favorite independent women's wrestlers right now. She's great. That gimmick is hilarious to me.
Yeah, I don't see her losing at AIW for a long time.
I think since we've tried it a couple times before, I want to try it again. We just mentioned Space Monkey. Get the cat toys and then throw them in the ring on her.
Yeah, I like it.
Or a couple people have a laser pointer, but they said there's no bleacher, so it might be a little bit harder. I'd have to do it in the front row, but a couple laser pointers, and when she's in the middle of the ring, point them on the mat.
Huh.
Because she is really good at that shit. This past weekend, I know at Southern Underground Pro, which was partially sponsored by Wrestling Cheers, she ran around the ring and wanting people to scratch her head. And I was like, oh, that's a little cat trait. That's kind of cool. I mean, as long as you're not disgusted by it, that's completely up to you.
Yeah, that's unsanitary is what that is.
Well, hopefully she's had her flea meds, so.
She was a weird Twitter casualty.
Yeah, that, Pat, you guys were talking about Twitter casualties on Podbean.
It was disgusting.
There was her. Was it what?
Hers is different than other people's though. Maria Manic lost hers because she threatened to eat someone.
Gut him, Danita.
Her YouTube channel, I just sat there and watched her makeup tutorial type thing. That was 14 minutes long. I sat there and thinking, remembering how she started off in wrestling. I'm like, oh, I want to know how she was backstage, because this obviously is at her natural. So when she was that all pretty girl pink shit, basically a Barbie, she was probably just a foul mouthed bitch behind the scenes, which I thought would be fucking hilarious now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird that she lost that Twitter handle, Alley Cat did, for impersonating someone. Who the fuck is she impersonating? She tweeted about Whataburger and wrestling. You fuck on.
Yeah.
Davey Vega was another weird casualty, but I don't remember why.
I just said all of them were kind of weird, but when they leave as I stated on Podbean Dam this week, you got all these far right Nazi people that are just allowed to say whatever they want, but they're shutting down cats and wrestlers.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. The only one that made sense to me was old Sabu finally getting the axe dropped on him.
Yeah, he got his. But he probably hasn't even said anything recently, too, so it had to be, like, old.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I think I said it in, like, a group chat, but I think Sabu probably doesn't know what happened, and he thinks Twitter's just broke.
It's just not working for him.
Yeah, like,
it's down for everyone.
Yeah, like, he works an event and people are talking about Twitter and he's like, oh, that shit works again? Checks his phone. No.
That or the other side to it is that he does know, but he just doesn't give it. Like, whatever, I'm done with that. Fuck it. Like, he has no care whatsoever.
That's probably the most accurate.
Who needs it? Now I don't got to tweet about these stupid shows I got to go to.
Right. Now I can just say racist things to people in person.
Jesus.
That probably is not wrong. Anyway, we go from Twitter being broke to Twitter being woke. Not really good at transitions, but fuck it, I tried with that one. Big Twan Tucker versus Swoggle. Fuck, I can't wait for this match. Just everything that happened at the Akron show last year. I think that was Enter the Dragon, and whether Big Twan Tucker is going to learn his lesson, or I don't know, does Swoggle try to throw as much weight as he can at Big Twan Tucker? If I make it a pick here, you know what? Crazier shit's happen. Let's go Swoggle.
Man, I'm picking Swoggle 100%. It's a grudge match. He owes Twan back. Plus, he's got to get ready for Scott Steiner, right? So he's got to start going after bigger dudes. Twan's like a warm-up match for Scott Steiner. Swoggle's going over in this one.
No, absolutely not. You gotta think he's got the number because he's part of Party Never Stops and Duke Money, so he's got the numbers on his side with at least Parker Pierce and Duke. You know those two will at least be there, so at least he's got numbers that way. And he's got the size. And he's woke, dude. Big Twan is coming for that ass, Swoggle. It's gonna be Big Twan in a squash.
I need Mance and Jock in my life. It's been too long.
Didn't they get announced for a show recently?
I don't think so.
Let me look.
That's the thing. I think we mentioned this before we started. It's just they've been promoting, like, ever since the break started promoting.
Here it
like
is. 6 hours ago announced to the Patreon. Should I bust it open?
Because
we break it here?
It's Patreon, and I'm not a part of the Patreon
paywall
yet.
Exclusives. Should I bust it open for you? That's why you have me on here, because I pay the big bucks for the Patreon. You want me to match exclusive here?
Well, they've announced it somewhere, so it's somewhat new, so do it.
Got Duke Money versus Philly and Marino Experience versus the production, which is Eddie Only and Derek Director, versus the boys from Jollyville. And Duke Money is Duke, Manser, and Jock.
And that's on Friday?
This Friday.
Okay.
Damn.
So that's a 4-way we're going to see. So Jock and Manser are going to be there with the Duke for Big Twan's match. So
okay, we'll come back.
Have all his boys there.
We'll come back to that match next because I don't have.
I knew I saw that somewhere.
Yeah.
See, I think you're a higher grade behind that paywall than I am. I'm at that $5 pay level.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. When does this come out? Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be announced by then. And if he's mad, he'll text me and tell me to shut up, so it's fine.
Right.
Well, I think at the same time, though, it's been announced. It's just been announced behind a Patreon wall. And obviously, day before...
that's the type of shit you could get if you pay for it. If you don't have Patreon right now, you should pay for it, because I knew about that 6 hours ago.
And apparently you should pay for the fucking better version than I have.
What do you guys have, the audio one, or...
Yeah, I just have the $5 version.
And I don't have
I get those fucking really cool articles that Magnum writes. And the other podcasts.
Okay. They send me shit in the mail at my house.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's good time. It's worth the money.
Yeah, I don't get any of that. Yeah.
You should, brother.
I should.
Yeah, for the podcast shit. I mean, they got the I want to say $50. You get an ad on their podcast. At least one. Do it one time. That could draw some new listeners. You never know.
That's on my list, but it's probably going to be like what was Powerbomb.tv, now IndependentWrestling.tv. they announced that like end of the year 2017. I didn't do it till March.
Yeah.
And I've been a sucker ever since because I've been on that one.
I told you what you need to do about the banner thing. You should just get a banner and show up with it with cash in hand and be like, go up to Big John or like somebody be like, all right, who's taking this cash and where can I hang this? That's how you get it done.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know. Even though it's pretty much just me behind the scenes of Wrestling Cheers, there's a bunch of shit I'm working on. And I know I can somewhat announce it. There is going to be another show that we're going to sponsor, and it's going to be in the state of Ohio, and it's going to be a company that all of us go to. I'll just leave it at that right now. I'll mention it when we're done recording, but something I'm looking forward to because this promoter actually reached out to me.
Fair enough.
So more on that. But anyway, back to Big Twan Tucker and Swoggle. We all have all the picks in for that. Me, Stacy said Big Twan. I mean, we said Swoggle. You're saying Big Twan.
Oh yeah, in a squash. He ain't ready. He's not woke.
Read us that 4-way tag match one more time.
Okay, it is Duke Money, which is Jock and Old Man's versus Philly and Marino Experience versus the Production, which is Eddie Only and Derek Director versus the Boys from Jollyville, which I like to call the Jollyville Fuckets. I don't know what this Boys from Jollyville business is.
That's the PG version, the family friendly. Well, maybe because it's at a church, maybe they're not trying to test their luck already.
You know who else I know is going to be booked, but he's not scheduled for a match? And it might be that, or it might be a last-minute scramble. Danhausen.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's going to be a scramble because there's somebody else that I've seen post that they're booked for Friday. And I just remembered it, and they would probably be in a scramble match. So,
do you want to mention it, or to wait till we're done?
I don't know if it should have been out there. So,
okay, talk about it when we're done. So yeah, I know Danhausen's going to be there. So, I don't know if that's information I'm supposed to tell because I bought a mask off of him, and he said he's going to be at the show.
Well, he's in the production, so I would assume he's at all shows. That's
and everybody should buy those fucking masks. They're the cool. It's the coolest goddamn thing I've ever bought at a wrestling show.
The funny thing is, like, he posted about like, oh, I can do like custom ones, and I sent a gif of They Live because I was like, I want that one, and he's like, oh, I could do that for a little bit more, and then like a day later, he like advertised like, oh, I could do They Live. I'm like, motherfucker. Granted, same price that I'm paying wasn't any difference, but it was just like I don't know whether I gave him an idea, like, oh yeah, I'll do my other paint. Like, fuck, I love that one. So,
yeah, I bought one of the regular ones at Akron, and I would probably like to have him do either the Jane Doe makeup or the Integrity makeup on one.
I should pay him one to do ICP.
I was just going to say, you're going to get a Juggalo one, aren't you?
I might. Oh, God.
I just think it's cool that it's fucking handmade stuff. Like,
yeah.
There's not a lot of guys out there that are, like, putting art into their gimmick table.
What, them and PME?
Yeah.
Pretty much, off the top of my head, like, that's pretty much it. So, going back to that match, I want to say PME, because they're on a fucking roll. So...
yeah, but it's always hard to pick against Duke Money, though, too, because they got the extra man, you know?
Yeah. Duke Money's hard to go up against. Honestly, man, the production's got an extra man, too.
Mm-hmm.
And the production have kind of been on a roll. Like,
very true.
This is a fucking hard match to call. Based on the change in those two guys and getting new gear and like the whole thing, I'm gonna pick PME.
Man, that new gear was fire.
That puffy gear, as I call
it. That crispy white was nice. It's hard. Oh, it's so hard to pick against Mance Warner.
It is,
especially with that cheating son of a bitch, the Duke. Fuck the Duke.
Thrift store jobber's favorite wrestler, right after Louis Linden.
Wow. He's gonna be offended by that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm going PME.
I'm gonna go a little bit different. I'm gonna go production because this is a new version of the production.
Yeah.
And I see maybe we get another match soon of PME versus production 1-on-1 to see how that goes.
Be a battle.
The tag team division in AIW is fucking fantastic.
Yes.
There's a lot going on.
And they have the potential to, like, adding a lot more because of some of the matches or some of the people that were at the tryout. And even, like, one of the tag teams, the one that came out to whatever some people thought was Razor Sharp's music, but that's not officially. That's the actual song. But
Razor Man's got the custom version. That was just the standard.
Right.
But
and what the fuck happened to the rest of that guy's gloves? Why did his gloves have no fingers on them?
But that team is made up of tag team wrestlers from two separate teams. So I'm wondering if we'll see those teams in AIW, which I believe it's Alpha Omega and No New Friends.
No New Friends. Yeah.
There's a lot going on in AIW tag division, so I'd be shocked if we get new tag people, really.
Yeah, the division's pretty crowded, man.
It's a good transition to the Tag Team Championship match, To Infinity and Beyond versus the Young Studs. Crazy scenario. We could see the Young Studs capture the AIW Tag Team Championships, take them to WrestleMania weekend, and defend them in the rematch against La Familia de Tijuana.
It would make that match even better, obviously, for sure. You know they're announced. So, I mean, that's not a bad idea. Plus, Eric Ryan's been killing it for a while. Bobby Beverly, I know he's only been back for like a little while. Actually, from what I've gathered, like as long as I've been coming around was when he started coming back again, maybe? That was like his second run or something like that.
Yeah, Bobby's been in and out.
Yeah, so, them two have been killing it as a tag lately, so I wouldn't be shocked to see them take the strap here. Plus, I think Thorne knows everybody just absolutely hates To Infinity and Beyond with the belts.
Yeah, man.
So much said.
I would love to see anybody else be champs. That'd be good. So, those guys are definitely anybody else. They fit that qualification. Man, Bev and Eric Ryan are going to have the craziest match at Mania weekend on the AIW show.
Yeah.
That fucking Mexican death match is going to be insane, whether they have the belts or they don't. If they have the belts, that's fucking great. Because that means we get to see them win at this show. But I have the sinking fucking feeling that Cheech and Colin are going to walk into Mania weekend with those belts. So I pick To Infinity and Beyond.
Damn.
I'll echo To Infinity and Beyond. As much as I would love to see that title change happen, I'll just go with safe money. To Infinity and Beyond.
What's a safer bet? To Infinity and Beyond. Cheech finally gives me that Van Dam 420 shirt. I'm never going to let it die until he gives it to me. I'm going to keep bringing it up. So let me get that shirt, Cheech. I got Young Studs. I say we see a title change.
I would love it. I wish I could have your optimism.
All right. Next up, Tim Donst versus Filthy Tom Lawler. Tough, but I gotta go with Filthy Tom. He's got one of the best records in AIW right now. So yeah, and he's going for the title soon. But this is going to be an interesting match. But you, Stacy?
Man, this is fucking hard to pick. You know what? I can't pick against my guy Donst. I think Filthy Tom overlooks Tim Donst as he's paying attention to PB Smooth and Mania weekend, and Tim Donst picks up the win over Filthy Tom.
How about you, Patrick?
What if we don't even get an actual run-in? What if they just hit PB's music and he comes out to the stage and that's kind of what distracts Filthy to give Dom the win? That's what if something like that happens, you know? I mean, I don't know. I pick Filthy because I'm always going to pick Filthy. He's the man right now. Filthy for life, but if I could see it, going Don's way, it could be maybe PB involved.
Filthy Tom Lawler or Joey Janela?
I go Joey on that one. I guess
figured.
just because I've been with him longer, but he's hurt right now, so I don't have to make that pick.
I was just more asking of which one you're more a fan of, but I had a feeling it was Janela. Like, I link you and Janela, like, that's like your favorite. Okay.
Yeah, Filthy's the man. That's TSJ's in love with him, though. Not see that pick of all three of us after the last show?
I think.
Yeah.
I tweeted it. That's a good one.
He's
a good dude.
Yeah.
Filthy Tom rules, man.
He does. I like Tom a lot.
He's always down to hang out with.
Matthew Justice versus Dominic Guarini for the AIW Intense title. I gotta go Matthew Justice.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dom fights an incredible battle, and it's hard fought as hell because he's wanted this belt for a while. Like he said, it's in his opinion, this is like the workers' title. But I think Justice comes out on top here.
I think these two are gonna beat the holy shit out of each other.
It's gonna be a wild one.
I think it's gonna be close. I think Dom's gonna come so fucking close to winning, but Justice is gonna win on Friday.
All right, next up, Zach Thomas versus Eddie Kingston. I really want to pick Zach Thomas, but it's Eddie fucking Kingston. I gotta go Eddie. How about you, Stacy?
I can't pick against Eddie Kingston, but Zach Thomas, again, this is another one where I think he's going to come real close. It's going to be a great match, but there's the advantages of youth don't outweigh the advantages of experience, and Eddie Kingston's going to find a way to win this match.
Yeah, I think if anything, he earns Eddie's respect. I think Zach's going to go toe to toe with him, but it's almost impossible to pick against Eddie Kingston in AIW, especially like I said, man. He's on a path right now. He may be going out. He may be hanging it up. So I think he's fighting with all he's got.
And then last match we have is the AIW Absolute Title match: PB Smooth versus MJF. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I had to make sure I said that right, because I will accidentally say his name wrong all the fucking time. So, I would love to see a title change here, which, granted, I mean, I like PB Smooth, but, MJF as champion would be so much fun. But, with that title match coming with Filthy Tom, I think we see PB Smooth win here. But, what if, we mentioned earlier, what about this provides some sort of distraction with Filthy Tom?
This is a rematch, right? We have seen PB versus MJF. Am I correct here?
I feel like we have, yeah. But
I'm almost positive that we have seen this match. And I don't remember who won, but I think we see PB come out as champion here, yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm going to pick PB if for no other reason. There's just, holding the belt for 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't see a change come that quick. And like MJF's already got other shit that he's focused on for Mania weekend for AIW, and I think PB walks out champ.
All right. That pretty much wraps it up for this preview episode for 7 Year Itch. Any final thoughts or last minute plugs before we go, Stacy?
No, this show is going to be me celebrating my birthday, so I may be a little more inebriated at the show than I normally am. So,
oh yeah, we're going to get torched.
So if I seem like I'm not making a lot of sense, it's because, it's my birthday.
Hell yeah. If you didn't hear my voice on this, you can listen to me every week on Podbean. And you can follow me on Twitter. You can call me Ron. You may be able to hear my voice on another show pretty soon, too, but nothing more about that.
Oh, and I've plugged it a bunch, and so much so that I forgot to plug it here. But
yeah, you didn't plug your own show.
No, not at all. Super fantastic podcast. The most recent episode is like a month old. There will be a new one during this month, but it's a once a month show. The last one was History of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
which was so good.
That was a good episode.
Yeah. So it's long. I know the show's long, and that's hard for some people to listen to. Break it up over a couple listens if you need to.
Come on, people listen to this Rogan podcast like 5 hours. Your show isn't even half that long. It's not that.
That's the thing that annoys me with like all these big money podcasts that, you know, make revenue off their shit and putting out like 3, 4, 5 hour podcasts. I'm like, motherfuckers, people flock to your shit. Give some of us like a little bit more playtime because they'll delete my shit and play your shit.
I just don't know how anyone could listen to 4 hours of Alex Jones. I don't know how. Like I made it through like the novelty of like what crazy shit's this fucking guy gonna say went away like super quick, and I was just like I can't do it. I think I made it through like a half hour.
That's funny. I haven't listened to it. I'm not a big Rogan guy.
Yeah, same thing here.
You should if you're listening to this, that means you like wrestling, go to Thrift Store Jobber's Etsy and buy some stuff off him so we have money for Mania weekend to buy beverages.
Yeah.
He's been on a killing lately. He's had so much good stuff in his store lately. He's been finding great stuff.
Yeah,
I keep seeing his Luna Vachon shirt pop up in pictures all the time. So.
Oh, yeah. Peyton Royce posted one.
Rob
got a shout out on... Yeah, Funches posted one. He got a shout out on Filthy's podcast. He's been getting all kinds of run.
Been a while.
He's a famous guy, that TSJ.
I'll say it's been a while, but he got that shout out on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast.
Yep, yeah, that one too. He's everywhere.
Not on the show. He has been on the show in a while.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, seen him in NXT.
Nice.
All right. You can find this show, or you can find myself at Heavyset330 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Much like you find this show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Facebook.com/WrestlingCheers, Twitter.com/WrestlingCheers, and Instagram.com/WrestlingCheers. Email, if you so choose to desire, WrestlingCheers@gmail.com. We still have the merch store over at whatamaneuver.net. Please rate, review, and subscribe to wherever you listen to this podcast. If you enjoyed it, 5-star review would help really well. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Podbean, WrestlingCheers.podbean.com. Check out our friends on the Trending Topics Network, such as All Beer Inside, Eurovision Showcase, Old School at the Movies, and Wrestling with Altitude. Check out our other podcast friends, such as Pod Van Dam, Super Fantastic Podcast, The Road Home from Wrestling, Kick Out of 2, The IndieCast, So Bros Network, Big Gold Belt Podcast, Spotlight Series, and I Got Your 5 Stars. And check out our other non-podcast friends such as Thrift Store Jobber, The Savage Dash, Set Tab Photo, Powerslam.tv. Use Wrestling Cheers, all one word, and get your first month free. Ringside Shots Photography, Sickening Pictures, Wrestle Void, Keon Sports, Stay Tough, MidwestTerritory.com, Southern Underground Pro, and the official graphic designer of Wrestling Cheers, Moy Boy Designs. That will do it for us here on Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name. And stay woke. Later.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Would you like to get away?